So former Bad Boy Pistons legend Isiah Thomas had did a sit down where he spoke about his time as being the Knicks president of basketball operations. And he told a quick story of how he kind of struck a meeting with Kobe Bryant during that offseason when Kobe Bryant was basically looking for a new home. He pretty much had it enough of Shaq and he was ready to either go to Chicago or somewhere else. But surprisingly, Isiah Thomas said he struck a meeting and got Kobe to fly out to New York. Even though the Knicks could only offer a mid-level exception, Kobe was still interested enough to fly down and have a conversation. You guys check it out, and every once in a while, I'll check in.
So I'm in New York, and Pelinka, who I've known since he was in college, and our Detroit team used to go up and play against, the 5-5, Chris and all them, and Pelinka was there. So now Pelinka's representing Kobe. And, Rob called me and he said, Kobe really wants to talk to you. He wants to, understand how you think. I told him a lot about, Detroit, the bad boys, everything else. And he wants to have a conversation with you. Now, at that time, Kobe is thinking about leaving LA too. And he keeps saying it's not about the money. And in New York, all we had was a mid-level to offer him.
And also the Knicks were kind of going through a lot of changes. Isiah Thomas just got hired mid-season as president of basketball operations, and Allen Houston just went down with his injury. Also, the Knicks just traded for Stephon Marbury, so they was kind of going through their own restructuring process. But once again, the Knicks had no money to offer. I'm surprised Kobe Bryant still flew out.
Now, he didn't visit. I don't know if he visited any other teams. But he flew to New York to meet us to talk about signing with the Knicks. And all we had to offer was the mid-level. But he was really like, I got to get out of L.A.
Laker fans ain't going to want to hear that, boy.
And I'm like, but Shaq there, right? And he was like, I want to win it on my own without Shaq. That don't make no sense. He goes, if I win it with Shaq, then I don't think I'm going to be able to rise the way I want to rise. And he says, so if Shaq is gone, or if I win it someplace else, then I can get to that next level, or whatever level he was trying to get to. I was like, okay. I've never heard anybody think like that. It's kind of different. And Rob was sitting there and he goes, I told you this. He's a little different. I say, so you want to shoulder that burden all by yourself?
And at the same time, Kobe was trying to build leverage to force the Lakers owner, Jim Buss, to trade Shaq. So the day after he actually traded Shaq, that's when Kobe actually re-signed with the Lakers. But it's funny enough because Kobe was trying to allude to the fans that he had nothing to do with Shaq being traded. I'm going to go to the chat, GBT, for this one.
Bryant insisted he had nothing to do with the departures of O'Neal and former head coach Phil Jackson. That upsets me. That angers me. That hurts me, Bryant said. Of speculation that he was involved in the team's decision-making. They did what they had to do. That had nothing to do with me. In a perfect world, we would have all come back and won another.
It shows you inside the cerebral mind of Kobe Bryant, because what he's doing behind the scenes is way different than what he's telling the fans. So it is what it is. It's crazy how Kobe Bryant couldn't stand Shaq so much that he was actually considering signing a mid-level exception with the Knicks. Just the possibility of that. You fellas definitely check out the mailbag description below. Hit the link. You guys can leave a voice memo, any questions, statements. I'm going to definitely have a segment on the show with the mailbag questions. But until next time, you fellas stay safe. Peace.